Welcome to another episode of Get on Code. You've seen the Pimp'Slappedy footage. You've heard the coonery and the buffoonery. That's not our focus. We focus on empowerment. So in this episode of Get on Code, we discuss if Will Smith's actions were acts of empowerment, protection, or some other stuff. How does this lead to empowerment? What lessons can be learned from this situationship? What shall we teach the youth about this situationship? Are the apologies indicative of being a Hollywood buck-broken Negro or true manhood? All to be discussed in this episode of Get on Code. All right, welcome to Get on Code, the Fly Guy Show, which is a series of melanated conversations focused on empowerment, health, wealth, and knowledge of self.
People think in binary choices because they are conditioned to.
And on the wall was a picture of a wolf and a lion. I think the wolf was the Democratic Party, the lion was the Republicans.
But the drug trade and all these illegal stuff that people do, that's still economics. It's just that they couldn't do it in the traditional system.
We're talking about melanated wealth.
So we can build wealth, but we just, for some reason, don't seem to be able to transfer it.
You had a great experience. Fine. That means nothing.
What were you told as a child about education? You had to be how many times better?
Every impression without an expression becomes depression.
True that. Hey, peace code keepers. We're back with another great episode. Get on code.
Now, put that picture back up. Let me see that picture, man. God dang, man. We started off with the tomfoolery already.
Well, to be honest with you, hey, you've seen the tomfoolery, the coonery, and the buffoonery out there. There's folks making their jokes, and it's all good. It's all good. But we did something a little different here, man.
Well, he just beat the Super Bowl. He just beat the Super Bowl. So come on, think about it. It's the Squid Games, man. Jay-Z had topped everybody. First, Kanye had topped everybody. Everybody trying to beat Kanye with that interview on Jank Chef. Okay. Remember? And then after Kanye, first it was the Travis Scott debacle, and everybody was trying to beat that. What's going to be the next biggest attention grabber? And then it was the Kanye thing. And then after the Kanye thing, it was the Jay-Z Super Bowl thing. Jay-Z did it clean, had the biggest Super Bowl. Hey, they turned that Super Bowl up, and the white folks starting to see, wait a minute, we need to start, the numbers doing bad in the Oscars now. And they needed to incorporate, they needed to have a good Oscars. Y'all don't know that, but they needed to have a good Oscars this Oscar, because they were already every year going down and down and down and down. And so if you go look, it's the biggest night in television history. And in the history of the 94 years, almost a century, that this thing has been out, that has never happened in 94 years. The first time it has ever happened in 94 years. So it's not no secret that her life path is a 9 and his life path is a number 4,
Before you go any deeper, bro. Before you go any deeper, I think I want to make sure the code keepers who don't know, the new code keepers, the one that came on today, know who you are, man. So,
right.
Chakra, man, drop the knowledge, man. Who are you, man? What do you do?
Hi, it is Reverend Rance Dunbar, the Chakra Doctor. I am a natural holistic healer as well as an occult master, a yoga master. I have chakradoctor.org, the inventor and creator of the Miracle Food intracellular cleansing healing regimen, the author of the Affirmation Bible, musician. I have a lot of things. I'm a full-time, full-fledged, 100% entrepreneur, soulpreneur. I'm not an entrepreneur. I'm a soulpreneur. I've turned what I love to do what my soul loves to do into a living. When you turn what your soul loves to do into a living, you're a soulpreneur. When you're living and you're working and your soul doesn't love to do it, you're a slave. But when you're working and when you're living and you're working, doing what the soul loves to do, then by golly, you are living the dream. You are living the heaven, and I'm living in heaven right now. I'm doing what I love to do. So it's not even like work.
I say that, man. And you got to be in heavy. Lovely wife, new child. Things must be going great for you, bro.
Oh yeah, man. I tell people there's a state called the perpetual win state. You have to take perpetual losses to get there. There's a state that you reach where even your losses are all wins. Even what you lose is actually a real win. You was losing anything, you was actually gaining. And there's a way to get there, and it takes the path of loss. But we don't know how to lose. We're sore losers. That's what Will showed us. Will showed us that he's a sore loser. You know what I'm saying? That was, you were supposed to handle that gentleman style, Will. If you was gonna pull off something, Will, it would have been player. Look, all the girls were like this. But see, Will, if you was a player, you would have laid up there and pulled it to all the girls and been like, Jada, he getting that. I'm trying to get at you. I'm trying to get at your man, Jada. You see, because a gentleman knows that this is a gentleman's game, and I still would have walked up there, but when I walked up there, he would have got a whisper in the ear, yo, apologize to him in front of everybody before I slap the shit out you, right? And he would have got a warning.
Absolutely.
He would have got a warning before the destruction. And I guarantee you, if he would have did that, Chris Rock would have told him, yo, Jada, I'm sorry. I would have shook his hand, hugged him like black brothers do. You know what I mean? And we would have showed them conflict resolution in front of the whole world. And I would have sat my ass down and got me an award, and everybody would still give me a standing ovation. And all the motherfucking females in the Academy Awards would have wanted to have sex with me. And my wife would have respected me for making another man apologize to her in front of nationwide motherfucking TV.
Peace, Emmanuel. Hey, Emmanuel, tonight's show is a hop-in show, man. So, Emmanuel, if you want to pop in.
Let me post the show, too.
Yeah, go ahead and post it. But, Emmanuel, bro, if you want to pop in, hit the link. And we'll let you pop in and give some, share your portion. We'll let you drop your portion on us, Emmanuel. So, hey, salute back to you. I was saying the same thing, and I really didn't want the conversation tonight to kind of focus on what happened, but I did think that it could have been done in a more empowering way. And what you just talked about is so gangster. That would have been like, hey, bro, you need to apologize in public, on the stage, in front of the Grammys, or you're going to get hurt. You're going to get really hurt. It's going to get really messy. And your family going to get hurt.
And they would have seen, but they would have seen that he came nicely. And they would have seen that, yo, all right, he came up on the stage and he told you nicely. And he whispered. Nobody else heard. Listen, man, apologize or it's about to go down. But I would have at least told him before I did, just walked up there and did that. Because you never know what nobody, you might think, you never know what's going on behind the scenes with their inter-friend circle relationships, because it's a bunch of different sororities and fraternities, and every sorority and fraternity don't get along, bro. Every sorority and fraternity don't gel together. So when you got those histories of school and all of these different backgrounds, a lot of them in that same age brackets, 50, 52, 53, 57, 51, of Diddy in his 50s, Jay-Z in his 50s, Will in his 50s. They're all of the same, caliber of women and people that they've been watching coming up in this, Hollywood game. So, Jada is like a legend. No matter what her transgressions, Jada is an actual legend in the game that has been able to keep a relevant current name, even though she hasn't really had any, major roles as, a female, right? No, she hasn't had any major blockbuster hit movie, lead female roles, right? So, but she's had some notable roles in sitcoms and, not in TV shows and all of these things. And she has a longevity and everybody likes her, right? Yeah. So you can see when Will laughed first, he was like, but he looked and see like, oh shit, You know, because Will at heart, Will is a comedian. That's what the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was all about. And when he said the G.I. Jane, it was funny. It was funny, y'all. Y'all can't hear.
Yeah.
And that's why Chris Rock did that. Like, what? Y'all know that was funny. Right?
Right.
And,
Right.
But at the same time, you gotta know when to hold him, when to fold him, when to walk away, when to run. You know.
When to run. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And so he could have because he already hit him with the jab. He already hit her with the jab in 2016. Remember, he hit her with the jab in 2016 when she was trying to boycott him. Listen, she's the reason why Will got an Oscar. The reason why Will Smith got an Oscar because he didn't get one for concussion in 2016, and his wife bitched, moaned, and complained, and did all kind of boycott shit, and she stopped going to the Grammys for 6 years straight or some shit, right? Until her husband got nominated, nigga. What you
So she already doing some boss stuff, man.
She always nobody don't recognize that. And for that 2016, Chris jabbed him in and jabbed him. He jabbed him in 2016. Now here we go. 6 years later, coincidentally, that big 6 years later, at a whole nother incident, you know, he's about to get an award finally. And cause remember, Will, he jabbed that Will and told him, well, he shouldn't have been paid $20 million for Wild Wild West. You know, that's what. Hey, Chris, my man. Hey, Chris, you know you gotta love the comedians in the game for keeping it real. And
BK,
yeah, man. You know, and that's just the you know the soft skin where it shows. You know, we men on a certain level. You know what I'm saying? We don't know how to process information. Because if he was able to process information, he would have just turned into he would have did that gracefully. Because first and foremost, you know, for lack of a better word, she has a reputation, you know, for being a bitch. You know what I mean? She has a repertoire towards him. Like when the rumor mill goes that she runs the relationship. The rumor mill goes that she the one making him cry for the pandemic. She made that nigga look crazy for the whole pandemic. Man, she clowned that nigga. For the whole pandemic.
And that's why we're talking about empowerment. Because, I mean, think about it. He went from this to this.
Right. Hey, listen.
Look, he went from this
right
to this.
But here go the kicker. He won the award 40 minutes after he did it. It's crazy.
I'm sorry.
He won the award 40 minutes after he did it. Like, man, nobody can see that. That's crazy. You know what I mean? So that's what I'll be looking at it as like, whoa, can anybody recognize the history here? I did the numbers on it, and you know, before we get to the empowerment, I just want to say this one thing. I did the numbers on it, and it's my belief that it was remember when me and you, Seiko, was talking about those 10% that be going to the other side and going up to the, that was that shit right there going on with the rituals, and we did it by the numbers. So by the numbers, here we go, y'all. You ready? Here go Chris, Jada, and Will by the numbers. Chris Rock is an Aquarius. We're in the age of Aquarius. Aquarius is the 11th house. Chris also is a life path number 7. Okay, people. Chris also is a life path number 7. And 7 and 11. Now remember, his last performance was at the Oscars was at the 88th. So there you go with those doubles again, right? When you go to Jada's side, Jada is a life path number 9, right? And Will is a life path number 4. And remember, it happened at the 94th Oscars. All right, the 94th Oscars. 9 plus 4, that's that 13. 1 plus 3, that's life path 4 for Will Smith again. If you look at the comparisons of all of them, all of their zodiac sign houses numbers put together equal out to 24. 2 plus 4 is 6. Okay, 2 plus 4 is 6. Will and Jada have been married for 24 years. Okay, 2 plus 4 is 6. 6 years ago was the last time that Chris Rock made a statement about them on the Academy Awards stage. And when you go back even deeper to the Sixes, his first movie ever was called 6 Degrees of Separation. Okay, when Jada cheated on Will, right? They were separated when Jada so-called cheated. They were separated. So it wasn't a cheat because they were 6 degrees separated. All right. And that, remember, the Oscar date was on 3/27/2022, which adds back up to 9. What is her life path? Her life path is a number 9, and we know that a 9 is a what? Upside down 6, or 6 is an upside down 9, however you want to put it. The 9 plus the 4 is the 13 again. Remember, her life path plus his life path equals 13. We know that 13 is an important number, especially when we're talking about the 3rd month. Okay. When you go, remember, 13th is the 13th house, Ophiuch, is the house of the serpent, the house of Satan, the house of Lucifer. All right, the Draconian constellation. All right.
Okay.
So
okay. Hey, wait.
And 327, and 327 was International Whiskey Day, an Irish holiday celebrated as a what they call that, an after party for the St. Patrick's celebration. So we have that into effect. And last but not least, the geometrical shaping. Will was sitting to the right at the bottom of the pyramid. Jada was sitting to the left at the bottom of the pyramid. And the MC, Chris Rock, was sitting at the direct top of the pyramid, making a perfect trifecta, a perfect triangle. And they were both sitting, and they made sure that the woman sat on the left-hand path, which is the chaos. Man sat on the right-hand path, which is the order. And the Christ, Chris, everybody hates Christ, the Antichrist, sat at the top right here. Okay. When you analyze all of these numbers, you know, from my perspective, you see and you know that all of those numbers don't lie to you. You have to pay attention to the plan. There's no such thing as a coincidence, and the earth don't move like that when it comes to staging. So I know on that level, it's, you know, some higher esoteric, more hazing going on, because I know, you know, when you get into those dark, when you get into the dark sides of the fraternal orders and soror orders, the hazing rituals only get higher. You want an Oscar? Well, motherfucker, what you gonna do for it? You want a Grammy? What you gonna do for it? The hazing rituals only get bigger and better. But remember, most of them, you know, 90% of them are involved in some higher secret, inner fraternal type of shit that requires higher hazing. Because remember, just to become a part of the certain brotherhood, you had to get, you know, humiliated, right? All sorors and all freighters go through humiliation rituals. So that was just nothing but, you know, a higher order soror freighter humiliation ritual on one end with a little WWE spaz and jazz to shoot up the because they know they know black beef, black disempowerment sells. So they know that people want people. They know they've seen all of the different things that happen when black people have beef, and the ratings, and how ratings spike and go up when certain black people have beef. Like Will, whenever they talk about Will and Jada, they know the black community. They see the numbers, how the numbers trend. Whenever they talk about Beyonce and Jay, they see how the numbers go up. So they know which black people to put in with certain spots at certain times, simply because they know their star power.
Okay. So if you didn't know, this is why I mess with Chakra. By the way, you can check him out on CDTV, Chakra Dr. TV. That's his YouTube channel. Check him out, man. Subscribe to his channel. I've subscribed. You can see that. I got the bell down, but you know, hit the bell icon. So every time he drops something, you know, I just check every day. But check out Chakra Doctor on his own YouTube channel, and you're also going to find him on Our Black Empowerment, and you're also going to find him on Crumb TV. You know, we do things together, man. We definitely do things together. Whoo! So after all those numbers, man, I think I kind of got lost. I have to admit, I kind of got lost.
Mm-hmm.
Break that down in layman's terms.
So in layman's terms, when you're talking about the occult and you're talking about magic, or what one would call witchcraft, there are going to be 3 main components that can't be removed. Number 1, astrology. Zodiac. The billionaire J.P. Morgan told you that millionaires do not practice astrology. Billionaires do. Last time I checked, billionaires own the Oscars. Last time I checked, billionaires own puppet millionaires. Last time I checked, trillionaires pay those billionaires. Now, so that's the first thing you're going to see. You're going to see astrological synchronicity alignment with the stars. Remember, they're stars. So as the stars align in heaven, they're going to mimic that star power on earth through their network of brotherhood and sisterhoods. So you're going to see astrology, heavy astrology. So always pay attention to the astrology. The first astrology you see is that Jada is a Virgo. Virgo is the 6th house, okay? Will is a Libra. Libra is the 7th house. 6 plus 7, that's 13 again. If you want to go add the 13 back up, 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 is Will's life pad. That's the second thing you're going to always see in the occult magic is what? The synchronicity of numbers to go with the astrology. Okay.
Well, you know what's interesting, because he talked about his life path when he did his acceptance speech. You know, the Almighty God is moving me, directing me, something to that effect.
To a path, yeah.
So yeah, he talked about the path. That's intriguing.
Yeah. And so that's the second thing. So it's going to be the astrology, it's going to be the numerology, and it's going to be the association to an organization or order. Okay. Remember, Chris Rock is associated with the EPL, what that is, Epsilon Psi Lambda. Okay. If you look at Jada is Alpha Kappa Alpha. Okay. If you look at Will is casting couch. He was cast on the casting couch to play a homosexual at the age of 17 years old, at the age of 16 years old in Hollywood. So he never made it to college. He made it through a different path. But when you go look at Google Chris Rock's fraternity, and you Google Jada Pinkett's fraternity, you'll see that they're both sorority. You'll see that they both belong to a fraternity or sorority. And Will Smith is a casting couch kid, person who has been cast into the house of Hollywood at a young age through other means, like Quincy Jones' homosexual couch. So when you analyze that third factor, that third trifecta makes it okay. If it looks like this, if it look like it, walk like it, talk like it, act like it, then it's what? It's it, right? That's what they told us. If it look like it, walk like it, talk like it, act like it, it's it, right? Whatever that is. So if they look like witchcraft, talk like witchcraft, act like witchcraft, hey, you know, and nothing wrong with witchcraft, but y'all better watch what kind of witchcraft they doing, because last time I checked, they're the Holly weirdos. They're the ones that, they're the ones that's doing the deplorable. The Quran speaks about them. The Quran speaks about this. Say, oh, you who believe, stay far away from them, for they are not your kin. They are not your kind. They are of their father. Remember, their father. You got to remember who their father is. So,
I don't.
Sorry.
You know what? I'm also. I don't. Well, interesting. I'm gonna have to check into that. I didn't know that Jada was an AKA.
Yeah. I can show you right here. I just did a live.
Seeing that Chris Rock may have been so he's part of Alpha Phi Alpha. Is that what you're saying?
No, he's part of a chapter of. I'm about to just show you Jada real quick. This is BET.com. Jada Pinkett Smith, actress, sorority, Alpha Kappa Alpha, chapter, honorary. It's the 27 females. The 27 females in sorority. The 27 females in the sororities on BET.com. I love BET, and I just found that funny that BET had that up there. Everybody from, Kim Coles, Ruby D. Davidson is Delta Sigma Theta, honorary. Keisha Knight Pulliam is Delta Sigma Theta. She's an Eta Kappa. You feel me? If you look at Cheryl Lee Ralph, she's sorority, Delta Sigma Theta. So it's quite obvious. Like I always tell people, If it look like it, walk like it, talk like it, act like it, then it is it. And you put the pieces of the puzzle together, and you will realize what they really with. And they made him some money. They make Will Smith gonna get him a deal. Will Smith, that was his humiliation ritual to get him an Oscar. His wife bitched for 6 years for that Oscar. You understand?
All right, that's intriguing. So let's get to my stuff.
Let's go.
Let's get to my stuff, man. So we're talking about this. We're talking about this. But we're not talking about it from the buffoonery side. We're not talking about from the laughing and making jokes. Were his actions acts of empowerment, protection, or were they some other stuff? Were they empowerment? Was he really protecting his lady? Or was it some other stuff? And interestingly enough, Chakra just talked about the other stuff. Yo, peace to my divine nine folk. But Chakra just talked about some other stuff. So you're saying that if we study the numbers, it's definitely the other stuff.
Definitely.
In addition, would that be a empowerment move? Or was it some punkish stuff?
Oh yeah, that was he was 100%. He was 100% wrong. If we just go on to from a strictly carnal perspective, and let's say it wasn't some other stuff. Let's say that empowerment or protection was the only two choices, right? Empowerment or protection or embarrassment. Let's say some other stuff was embarrassment. I'm gonna pick embarrassment. I'm gonna pick in the '94 history of them white folks shit. You won't come tarnish them white folks shit with your black ass antics, nigga. You supposed to be representing us as a whole, and we love you, and we always love Will, and we always love Jada. You know what I mean? But guess what, man? We waking up, man, to this bull crap, because in the end, when it's all said and done, y'all the ones that got the millions and millions of dollars trying to teach us how to act like a certain way. And y'all ain't acting a certain way how y'all teaching how to act. You know how many positive speeches Will Smith gave about transcending the mind and all of this law of attraction ass bullshit he be spitting, and you let Lil Chris Rock, everybody hates Chris. You let Lil Chris Rock robot you. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but your words can never hurt me, people.
You said
we gotta learn.
You.
Yeah, robot, because when another man can speak on you, and his words penetrate you so hard that it makes you get into violence, then you, on a level, don't have control of you. That man just controlled you. You see what I'm saying? I'm all about the win. I'm all about control. Say what you want. I told you, sticks and stones may break my bones, but your words can never do me nothing. Your words can never do me nothing, because my words are the most dominant thing in my brain, not yours. My words are what I hear first, not yours. My words are what I go to sleep at night, what I wake up to in the morning. So in the end, when it's all said and done, it is my words that affect me and break my bones, not your sticks and your stones or your words. You see what I'm saying? So, like I told you, he could have handled that. The only way I could have seen that as empowerment is him going up there and manhandling him on a level of, yo, bro, you a man, I'm a man, apologize to my wife for us going down.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, a person like Chris Rock would have apologized to Jada, and they would have been able to shake hands, hug like brothers, and then that crying he did on the stage would have meant so much more.
Yeah.
But you can't slap a man 1 minute and come on there crying, getting on the stage talking about you protecting women. Why you didn't protect the women from August Alsina dropping that log in her fucking piggy bank? Why you didn't protect her? Why you didn't protect her from Tupac dropping that holler if you hear me in her junk in a trunk and all that? Why you out here talking about you was jealous of Tupac? Hold on, he's talking about he was jealous of Tupac. He wish he had the sauce that Tupac. And look, this is the shit he be saying in interviews. I'm just letting everybody knows this already.
Yeah.
You know, everybody knows that she embarrassed you the whole pandemic. What's going on with our men? Where we letting females dictate how we are as men toward one another? That's never been. Remember, at one point in time, you know, power respected counterpower, and you know, three things you know in New Orleans, three things you don't never do. You mess with a man, his change, or his mama, you do that, you won't drama. You mess with his manhood, his money, or his mama, you do that, you won't drama. A lot of people's wives are their mama, my nigga. You feel me? So, you know, if he's an emotional guy going through an emotional time, you know what I mean? Hey, Chris, you might have could have showed him a little love and laid up off him this year and showed him some love and be like, my man Will Smith up for an Oscar. Hopefully you get it this year, my man, and let everybody clap. But you won't make fun of the next black man wife. You feel me? You can't tell somebody something and expect somebody to react the way you want them to react. Will Smith could have handled it better and empowered us. But guess what, Chris Rock? You could have empowered us by empowering your black man and congratulating him for nominated for the Oscar. But you made fun of your black man in front of these white folks, 94 thing.
Look, I love Chris Rock as an artist. He's from Brooklyn. I'm from Brooklyn, BK till I die. You know, Brooklyn is a blood type, so peace to all my New Yorkers. But I'm sitting here like, dude, instead of just saying it's just jokes, he could have taken that moment and uplifted not only Will, but he could have really uplifted Jada. He could have uplifted Jada. He could have made Jada the star of the Oscars that night just by making a couple of sentences.
He could have showed him.
Yeah.
He could have showed him, man. He could have made that. His words could have made that night go all. He set the tone. You know, he set the tone, man. You know what I mean? And when you say something, when you say something about someone else, be prepared for their response, no matter what that response is, because you don't know where anybody is at in life while you speaking down. Like, listen, you don't know if that man is trying to work it out with his wife. You don't know what conversation they had before they got there. So, all right, let's say, you know, she's done this, she done that. Let he who has no sin cast the first stone. Okay, let he who has no sin cast the first stone. I'm not here to stone cast. I'm saying ain't nobody right, because in the end, when it's all said and done, Will, you could have responded better, but Chris, you could have laid up off him. You already talked about him in 2016. You already got your jab at him in 2016. Why you keep jabbing at them? It's like you picking on them now.
Oh, like they were marks, like they were just easy targets.
Like think about it. Chris Rock got up there in 2016 and talked about him and joked on him and had all them people laughing at Will and shit like that, right? And you know that's the Oscars. That's not the BET Awards, people. That's not what all black people gonna be, and we gonna understand it's gonna be all love. No, that's what these you know these so-called you know others be at. That's watching y'all with a lens, seeing how y'all gonna treat one another. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And Will, you could have responded better to those words, you know, because he was being a jester, a jokester, but he was thinking that he could get his jokes off on you. So instead of violently showing him, you could have gave him a little warning before his destruction. That's what God does. God brings in warning before destruction, and you didn't have to do it on stage. You could have waited after the show, and you could have just socked him robot a time or two, and he wouldn't have did it the next time. And it just would have been a rumor. And everybody be like, you heard what happened to Chris? And everybody, that would have been like that. But, you know, I don't think, you know, they say it's the greatest night in television, in the white folks television. So obviously you were able to get the ratings up. And you use and he won the best actor. He was the best actor when he won the best actor. I mean, you know, bravo.
All right. Well, as powerful people, as people who can make change, work magic, if you will, you know, how can we make this lead to our empowerment?
First and foremost, man, let's learn from their mistakes and stop just laughing at them. You know, we laugh at them and we say what could have been, what should have been, but you know, a lot of us ain't no better in controlling our own lives. You know what I mean? So the one way that this can lead to empowerment, The one way that this can lead to empowerment is seeing the wrong on both sides. Okay? Seeing the wrong on both sides. It could have been handled better on both sides as a representation to the Black community. You understand? So let that lead to empowerment. Don't be like Will. Don't be like Jada. Don't be like Chris. Don't be like none of them three. Don't let that represent who we are as a Black people. We smarter than that. Just because they got a little money and a little table talk and they're doing a little this and they're doing a little that, don't mean that they're the epitome of moral characteristics. Okay? So, let's understand something here, people, and understand, let's see that was a mistake. Let's see that was another example of how Black people don't know how to control their emotions, how Black people don't know how to control their tongues, how Black people don't know how to make us look empowered in front of white power. You see? That white power, it still shows that we still bojangling for the white power structure. It shows that. So let's start empowering ourselves by seeing what not to be. What not to be. I'm not gonna let my child digest the food that y'all getting. I'm not gonna let my child see the programming that y'all trying to present to my eyes. Right? Let's understand that this place is not a place for a person who is trying to reach a state of high positivity. It wasn't geared for that type. That's not the type of entertainment that they're selling. They're not selling entertainment that is going to uplift you. They're selling entertainment that's going to tear your. That's why I like what Dame Dash doing, man. Shout out to Dame Dash. You know what I'm saying? For starting his own TV station, his own company, his own channels, his own TV shows that shows Black empowerment. Y'all go check out Dame Dash, man. Dame Dash TV channel. Y'all Google Dame Dash TV station. And Dame Dash got his own TV station and he shows us in a positive light. You know what I mean? He represent, he's bullheaded, but he's always about the culture. He from Harlem and he loyal, right? So, y'all go check out Dame Dash, man. He the only one telling y'all get y'all own and become your own boss and don't work for these white folks. Work for yourself and leave your children a legacy of generational wealth. Or get rich and die trying.
Hey, I want to salute Michi X, who's doing the same thing. She just opened up I can't think of the name of the channel, but she has her own Roku channel now, and it's banging. It's full of Black empowerment. Michi X, she just went after Tariq and Dr. Boyce Watkins. It looks like it was coming, but if you're not up on that, I love the moves that she makes. So, she's crazy with the mouth. She's definitely says some stuff. But one thing that happened is Dr. Boyce reportedly took her domain name when she was planning to get it while she was working with him and never relinquished it. What she recently did is she purchased the trademarks for the titles that he'd been using with his various companies. So Our Black World. Now Michi owns the trademark to Our Black World. Fly Nubian Queen. Now Michi X owns the trademark to Fly Nubian Queen. And she did the same thing with Tariq. I love Tariq's movies. I don't know Tariq personally. I've just really marketed his stuff. But one of the things that she did is she and Tariq have been going back and forth. So she bought the trademark for Foundational Black American. So, he'd been having a Foundational Black American conference and he didn't buy the trademark. So how does this lead to empowerment?
Think about that. That's crazy. How these grown men never bought trademarks to those things that they were representing.
Exactly. So how does this lead to empowerment? We find a way to capture the narrative and make something that changes our lives with it. So I could see Chris and Will doing a tour now where they're going back and they're changing things. You know what I'm saying? Hey, the same way that people would pay to watch some buffoonery, they'll pay to watch them get together.
They'll pay to watch them make up.
Yeah.
Listen, right now, Will Smith and Chris Rock can have a sit-down round table talk. That red table talk. Chris Will and Jada sitting at the table, red table talk.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, that can happen. That can happen.
Yeah, have a mediate, have some other people there, not just them three alone, but have some people there to support, neutral people there to support both parties that has no ties of bias. And
let Farrakhan mediate it. He did it back in the day with the hip hoppers. Let Farrakhan mediate it.
Well, he a little older now, so he about to give his last speech. You know what I'm saying? What, he 88 or something like that, huh?
Yeah, he gave the swan song speech already, man. So we don't necessarily know what that means. But hey, look, man, they could do a celebrity boxing match.
Chris gonna lose, man.
Hey, Brooklyn, man, don't sleep on Brooklyn.
Man.
Hey, I love Philly. I love Philly women, and I like Philly steaks.
Hey,
but
man,
don't sleep on Brooklyn.
No, I just seen, he didn't even brace for impact for the goddamn slap. He just let the nigga just pop, slap. He's just, man, that was I don't know, that looked a little bit scripted, man. Looked a little bit hazy. Looked a little bit like, a little hazy.
It did look a little fake. It did look a little fake.
Yeah, look a little fake, man. So hey, man,
but
rich people can afford to do that, I guess.
What lessons can be learned from this situationship?
Men don't wife women who men.
Jada.
Don't listen. Don't wife
top 10. She's top 10, bro.
Yeah, listen. Men don't wife women who you are not equipped to handle. It takes a certain type of person to handle Jada. It takes a certain type of man to handle Jada. And Will Smith, you are not the type of man that handle Jada in the way that she needs to be handled in order to get her respect, in order to get her ultimate respect of kingship from you. There's a certain level of kingship from you that would have never made you the butt of somebody's jokes to say about at a thing, because her behavior would have showed respect to you in such a high way that certain things you wouldn't even spoke about on him on any kind of interviews. Certain things certain people you wouldn't have never let August Alsina nowhere around your house if you if he had a certain way of being of himself. But the fact that he was able to let another man around his wife and live and all of these things shows you the type of a lax man he is. And so therefore she was able to run over him.
Is that part of that Holly weirdness?
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, because
there's a lot of worship. There's a lot of idol worship, and idol worship meaning, stars worship stars. Certain stars worship other stars. Certain people. You hear it now with the stars of the day, up and coming today, saying, "Oh, I used to watch these guys when I was growing up. Now I'm working with them." Right? So stars worship other stars, admire other stars. So you hear the story that Will Smith speaks about when he says, he's always been in love with Jada from afar, but Jada was messing with Tupac, and he wished, and Tupac died, and that's how you became a part of that whole thing right there. If Tupac lived, you don't even have her as a wife. See how that goes? That's what I'm saying. So, then you can see, what type of person, that she what she settled for. You feel me? And that's the way, and that's the way how it goes, man. You gotta analyze that. Will, you just not the type of person to handle that. She said she's top 10, right? So you can't, you're not equipped to handle that type of power when it comes to the female.
Okay.
Because certain females are powerful, but the feminine energy is chaotic. The feminine energy brings chaos, especially if you got a high-powered female. You got a high-powered female, you better be over. You better, like I said, if you got a Beyonce, you better be a Jay-Z. You better be. Ain't nothing less gonna be able to handle it. Ain't nothing less than not gonna be able to handle it. It's gonna lower her brand, not up her brand. Look who she,
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. See, and I'm thinking a little differently.
What's going on? I'm
thinking that the thing that can really be learned is when you allow so much to well up in you. It can be a simple joke that can make you snap.
Yeah. So that
It can be a simple joke.
So what
that
do you
made
learn?
snap.
So what do you learn from that situation, right? If a simple joke was able to make you snap, then it shows you where you need to work at, where Will Smith needs to tidy up the closet, man. Mm-hmm. If that woman has you emotional like that, why? Like I told you before, man, it's what we choose to settle for. It's what we choose to settle for. Y'all choose to live your eye in the eye of the public, and so what you say and do will be used against you in court of public opinion. And the court of, right? And so we had, the people are seeing that, hey man, you guys need to get it together. You guys not just representing yourselves, man. You're representing us.
You represent us. Now, I want to make a little clarity. I'm not saying that Will snapped because of the joke.
You never know what he snapped for.
We don't know what. Right. I saw him laugh a little bit. I saw him look over at his wife
and see how hurt his wife was.
Yeah,
and that made him emotional.
If they are really one, then her pains are his pains. I mean, I know you feel that with your children.
Yeah.
When your child hurts, you hurt as well.
And see, everybody keeps saying he's supposed to feel jealous or he was supposed to do that to August, but people don't realize.
We don't know. He might. August ain't in his house right now. We don't really know what happened. So that's why.
If you want to be technical, No, I'm about to say that people don't realize this though. You're talking about that stuff or what happened to August, but ever since that happened, August Alsina ain't had no career. Think about that. Man, listen. August Alsina had fell off. Jada and Jaden and all that was gonna put him on. And he did that with moms. And Jaden left him alone. Right? And so think about it, you look at what happened to him. Why hasn't we seen him since? Why haven't we seen August Alsina since? You know what I mean? So you never know what happened behind the scenes, but I do know that
we don't know. But my point is, as something snapped, and you could tell by so when he smacked him, he put some nice he put some nice energy into it. He really put some nice energy.
He drunk him a Red Bull before he did that.
Yeah. All right. So when he walked off, I love the way he walked off. I have to admit that. I can't front. He walked off. I was like, yeah, I like the way you walking, son. I like the way you walking. But then something different changed. When he started saying, keep my wife's name out your mouth, that was a different experience than what made him walk up there and when he walked off. I think it was a combination of a whole lot of things. So what can be learned from this situation? Ship. If you allow things to well up inside you, it can really take hold of a situation and take it in a direction. Like for instance, if this was you or I, and we did this at the skating rink, we did this in a mall,
arrested.
You know what I'm saying? Arrested. Yeah. So we're not going to face the same, experiences that a Will Smith is going to experience.
Right.
In some cities, if this would have happened, even if Chris Rock said, I'm not pressing charges, the city can press charges because you attacked the citizen.
Yeah, if he would have been if he was a lower level black person, that would have happened. If he was a lower level celebrity, that would have happened. But he has a lot of pull.
He has a lot of pull.
A lot of money.
He has a lot of everything that helped him to give him a level of privilege that you and I may not necessarily at this point in time have the same experience. So I think one of the things, like I said, we just cannot allow things to well up inside of us.
Yeah, I mean, think about it.
If our body's a vessel, your vessel may hold so much.
But look what he was doing, though. Why is he preaching this self-help and he ain't helping himself, man? This is this is what I learned from the situationship. I learned from the situationship. I had a thing called sick healers, y'all. Y'all look at August is sick healers. Y'all gotta start taking care of yourself first. And when you take care of yourself first, then people will be able to 100 monkey syndrome, monkey see, monkey do, and copy you. But if you are sick trying to heal or trying to guide people, that's only the blind leading the blind. Okay. I've seen plenty of what you would call self-help motivational speeches from Will Smith. And, the way he preaches, letting things go or, not, getting involved in the way his positive preach makes you think, see, you expect that from somebody like Chakra Doctor. You can expect that, but you're not expecting that from no Will Smith. You're not expecting Will Smith to go up there and slap Chris Rock, and you're not expecting Chakra Doctor to go up there and hug Chris Rock. You see? So, just like you said, when you filled up with all of that anger, you filled up with all of that tension. She been embarrassing you the whole pandemic. Man. And when I say, and I'm not necessarily saying that the things that she's saying weren't true. I'm saying that she was saying them in a public arena, and she could have kept that to herself as a female to protect her husband, man. Like, where is her respect for her husband? Because she put their sex life out there. She put, their relationship out there. She put, their dirty laundry to the public, and not his man. And you never know what Will was doing. You never know if Will was letting things slide because he loved his wife, and she's promising him this and that. You never know what's going on, but you do know that at certain times, Jada did things that were divorceable in a marriage.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
and it blows my mind that they're not divorced. He walked away from his first chick. He walked away from his first wife, right? Or the mother of his child. The mother of his first child. I don't know if that was his wife or not, but mother of his first child.
That was his first wife.
That was his first wife? Yeah. Well, yeah, Jada's done some divorceable stuff, man.
And so think about it. You've never heard, really Will Smith dogging Jada in the media.
What, as a man, I would expect that he wouldn't.
Right.
I would expect that he would walk away.
As a woman, I would expect for her to, in kind, pay it forward and treat him the same way that he treat her, in mouth and word. If he has enough respect to let your private life be your private life and not mention it on social media, not mention it on public forums and platforms, then you, in kind, when you're creating your red table talk and you're creating your little round the table lady talk, you should have certain subjects that are off limits to the public as it pertains to your life when it comes to your man. You know what I mean? And so, respecting a man's manhood shows you your value, because as a woman, you're supposed to bring peace to his table, not chaos. A man can, last time I checked, I'm pretty sure you wasn't getting $20 million a movie, Jada. You ain't balling like that, bro. You ain't, you know what I'm saying? Think about this, man. Think about this, man. So Will Smith, is a weak character in a lot of places, but at the same time, man, Jada, you took advantage of that weak man. You know what I'm saying? And that shows once again, the disempowerment that is going on within our black community, where our black women, you know what I'm saying, are taking advantage of our black men, and our black men are being weak enough to let women overpower them. I was just telling somebody that, hey, we men are the stronger species. We're the bigger, stronger species. 90% of us are bigger and stronger than women. So how the hell are all these women running y'all over and y'all making podcasts going off and on about these females, man? Well, last time I checked, 90% of us are bigger and stronger than them. So if 90% of us are bigger and stronger than them in body and constitution, then that means they're not supposed to be able to overpower your body. But guess what? That means the same thing for your mind and your emotions.
Well, think about it like this, bro. The most powerful creatures on the earth are in zoos. Elephants are powerful. Lions, tigers, bears, oh my. All of them are powerful, and they're in cages
God damn. Hold on, man. Wait a minute. Lions, tigers, and bears, oh my. The gorillas, the whales, the most biggest, the most biggest, what the fuck? Human beings. In zoos called prison systems.
Prisons.
What
And they're
the
called,
hell?
what do we call them? Savage.
Savages.
That's an animal.
Damn, what made you go
They're
there?
a beast. And they're locked up.
Man, hold on, say that one more again. The most powerful creatures can be found in zoos. Man, that's mic drop right there. Yeah.
All right. Well, at least I got one in because you killing it tonight, bro.
Man.
You killing it tonight.
The most powerful people are found in zoos. What that's about, though? Tell me that. Why are the most powerful creatures giraffes?
Because they're not
rhinos,
using this, man. They're not using this.
And the little creatures got to use this because they're not big. The little people, remember the little nerds and stuff, they got to use this because they can't beat the big people with the muscle. So they got to use this.
Well, speaking of being entrapped, that leads to the next question. So recently, in the last few hours, we've had these apology tours start. So are the apologies true manhood, or are they being buck broken by Hollywood?
Well, first and foremost, they being buck broken. They being buck broken. Ain't no black person supposed to be apologizing to no cracker fucking association, nigga. That we supposed to be owning that shit, not apologizing to that shit. If we did make a mistake and slap each other on stage, that's supposed to be our network so that we can slap it when we. So they're talking about what is the Academy Awards gonna decide now in Will's fate? Like basically saying what these white folks gonna do with what these crackers gonna do about this nigger. You understand me? And
I wouldn't put it that way, but I like where you're going. I like where you're going. Go ahead.
You know, that's how I look at it. I look at it like this. I look at it like this. This is a white establishment owned by white people, and those white people make it plainly clear that they don't want your black ass in certain parts of their white establishment, which you're supposed to respect and basically honor, because you don't want white people in certain parts of your black establishments.
Well, you know, that's interesting that you say that, because in the background we see the replay of the hearings for Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson, and it seemed to me, that certain individuals were like, "You're highly accomplished, you're highly prepared for this situation, but we don't want you." And we don't want you. We can't dig up any dirt. We can't give any really good
But the
reasoning.
empowerment comes when we want our own. That's what I'm saying. We're supposed. Why haven't these multi-millionaire black people with all of these billions? Now they got billionaires. They got multiple billion. We got 10 billionaires now, right? We got Rihanna. We got Jay-Z. We got Dre. We got we got a lot of people. We got a lot of new black billionaires. We got Kevin Hart about to be a billionaire. Michael Jordan, Michael Jordan, a billionaire. We got a lot of black billionaires coming up in the game, and ain't none of them said, "Hey man, let's put these billions together and create a Negro league, bro. Let's create the Negro league. Where the Negro, where the real Oscars at? Because we the real Oscar. We the real Oscars. So where are the black Oscars, right? Where black people are putting together their money and creating their own networks outside of these Jew companies, putting their money together and creating their own phone networks, putting their money together and creating their own banking network. We can do all of these things. This is the age of Aquarius.
Yeah. But what's interesting is that you bring that up the day after the Black News Channel went out of business. Now, the Black News Channel was owned by Pakistani American, and primarily, he was a major stockholder.
I'm glad it shut down then. I'm glad it shut down.
Oh, really?
Yeah, see? Because ain't no Pakistani gonna be owning no goddamn black news. If ain't a black majority share owner, I'm not calling it black. See, I own my FC Inc. See, I'm Victor Newman in this bitch. Ain't gonna be no motherfucker. Ain't no motherfucker. Yeah. See, I'm telling you the real though. I'm telling you the real. Like, no, man. Like, ownership is what it's about. Y'all better go check out the few black people that's really speaking this ownership stuff. And you're gonna see that it's not a lot of us, bro. A lot of us are subservient to a white power,
which is the buck brokenness concept about this apology tour.
Yeah, you know, they made Nick Cannon apologize. They made Kevin Hart apologize. And who did it? Who made him apologize? That's who made him apologize. Yeah, them right there. That's who Will did that for. Will did that for them. That was his African-centered response to them. See? That was his African-centered response. That's what I'm trying to tell you. These niggas is cooning and buffooning, man. And it's been like that since the gladiator times, you know. And so I always tell people, man, we've been buck broke. They got us wearing merces and purses, dresses and messes. He got his son, Will Smith kissed his son in the mouth and got his son in the dress. Okay. Got his son in a full-fledged dress. I'll get it right now. I got it right here on the screen. I got it.
That's not something I necessarily want to see, bro.
Yeah. So
it's not for my eyes. That's for somebody else's eyes.
So no wonder people making jokes about you, man. You know, I look at it from both perspectives, man. And they both Will Smith and her have done actions that say, hey, man, you might incur some jokes. You might incur some words. You might incur some scrutinies or some labels or some judgments or some criticism or some condemnations because you have put certain actions out there that has warranted their speech. I guarantee Chris Rock wouldn't have said that about Jay-Z. I guarantee Chris Rock wouldn't have said that about Tyler Perry. I guarantee Chris Rock wouldn't have. I guarantee Chris Rock wouldn't have. Man, they got certain people. Man, Chris Rock would have never played with some of them dude wives in there. He got a mess. He know he would have got messed up, but he did that to Will wife because he know Will a weak dude.
They made themselves easy targets, and they said, "Fire at Will," literally. Okay, literally.
Man,
but yo, let's wrap this up, man. What shall we teach the youth from this situationship, man?
Ooh, so much to learn. The first thing I told you, in life, stop the violence, increase the peace. Stop the violence, increase the peace. Show people that you are intellect before, that you have brain before brawn. I'm not saying don't use brawn. I'm saying use your brain first. And if 9 times out of 10 when you use your brain will solve the problem. But there's always that 1% chance that they got that one person who don't give a F about what you got to say, you know, what you got to bring to the table. And, you know, they got bullies in life, man. So sometimes people can take our kindness for weakness, man. And youth, you know, don't let people take your kindness for weakness. You see what happened? He opened the door of floodgates to be criticized and made jokes and made fun of. And you know, with that being said, he was supposed to be able to be man enough and woman enough to handle it. Because nobody told y'all to boycott the goddamn Oscars, but y'all did it. Okay. So how you know the white folk didn't tell Chris to do that?
We don't. But I definitely love what you said at the onset. You said that it would have been gangster. It would have been powerful. It would have been empowering. It would have been a great example if he would have walked up there, pulled him to the side, bruh, you embarrassed my wife. You got to clean this up right here, right now, in front of everybody on the stage. And I would have just been on him. I would have just been on him. I would have had my arm around him. Yeah. Hey, y'all, I'm sorry, man. Will you get your hand? All right, cool. And I would have been like, yeah, man. I would have had a smile on my face the whole time. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right.
Like you know, what his name is? The Wayans brothers with not Damon, but Marlon. When Marlon had the Wayans brothers TV show, Marlon used to dap people off. He used to, what's up, brother? And rub all over him like that. I would have did him like that. I would have did him like Marlon, man. I would have gave him a nice dap and a hug and rubbed him all over, and he would have been cool. You know?
Yeah.
All day, every day, man. Great one.
Hey, man, we got to make sure this leads to our empowerment. We got to make sure that we take this moment in time and study it. Find the jewels that we kind of chopped up tonight Make sure that we absorb that information. We teach that information. You know, we need to make sure that we get on code, we share the code, we teach the code, we become the code. Our code is empowerment. And everything that we do, we need to look through that lens of empowerment and say, how can we become more empowered from this? How do we become less empowered by doing what we did so we know what not to do in the future? You know, we got to get on code, share the code, teach the code, become the code. Our code needs to be empowerment, henceforth and forevermore. Ashe.
Ashe. You already know, man.
Hey, your channel, man. Chakra Doctor TV.
Chakra Doctor TV, chakradoctor.org, IG, Chakra Doctor _ Facebook, Chakra Doctor, Facebook, Rance Dunbar. Call me for free at 818-429-1675. Get you some Miracle Food, get you some Miracle Food Platinum, get you some Money Magic, get you some FCA Yoga, Light Code Activation. Oh, y'all catch me April the 10th. April the 10th is Magic Class on Zoom. April the 10th is Magic Class on Zoom. We will be activating the 72 Demons of Goetia. So you guys don't want to miss that. April 10th, 12 p.m. Central Time. And once again, let's stay empowered, baby.